Third time's the charm? I don't know. This is my third time starting the camera because I just feel so rusty. This is the first video that I've posted in 2 weeks, which means I haven't filmed in like 3 weeks or something. And I I just feel like I totally forgot how to do it. This is the longest break that I've ever taken from YouTube in my more than 4 years of being on YouTube. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Hannah. I live in New York City with my husband Ross and our cat Rory, and I vlog my life here and make some videos about the city sometimes, and I think we have fun, so please stick around. I'd love to have you. This is going to be a New Year's goal setting vision board kind of video. I have made these videos for 3 years now where I share my vision board, and last year I went over the vision board from the previous year, so we're going to do that again and just see how 2024 went and what the plan is for 2025. So let's get started with the 2024 vision board. I was kind of nervous to go over this because I feel like, there are definitely some things on there that I did not quite achieve. But that's okay. That's part of it. It happens every year. So the first image on this vision board is the glasses looking out into New York City. And that was to symbolize wanting some clarity over, I don't know, my sense of direction with what I want to be doing in my life and like the types of goals that I want to set. In the video last year, I said that this vision board was more vague than I would like for it to be because I just didn't really have much clarity on what I actually wanted, and I had hoped to gain some of that throughout the year. This one is also kind of tied in with the caterpillar turning into a butterfly image that is directly below it that was supposed to symbolize change. I knew I wanted some sort of change. I had said that I had an idea of what sort of change I wanted, but that, it would take some figuring out. And I would say that there was definitely some change last year, but it was mostly internal stuff. Like, it wasn't the type of change that I think I had in mind, which were like big life changes. I didn't really have any big life changes last year, but I think I had some big like mental shifts. So I don't know. I guess I sort of did this. I sort of gained clarity. I sort of made changes, but not really, but I decided that I didn't want to make the original changes. I feel like this is starting out very vague, but this was stuff that I left vague last year because, like, it just gets a little bit personal for the internet, But we'll get more detailed and less vague starting right now. So the picture to the right on top of the vision board is London, England, and that was very clear. I wanted to travel to London, England, and also Scotland, and Ross and I did that. There's a whole series on my YouTube channel of our 2-week trip in the UK. It was even better than I ever would have imagined. And I'm just so happy that we got to do it and that we took the time and the money to prioritize that because it was just an experience I'm going to remember for the rest of my life. Next is the little blue YouTube play button. And in previous years before this one, I had always put that on the board with like a subscriber growth number in mind. Last year I decided that I wasn't going to set subscriber goals anymore and wanted that button to symbolize feeling more joy about YouTube again. I'd been feeling a little bummed about not growing quickly and just like my content was getting a little stale, and that I just felt like stressed that I wasn't making the right content. I wanted to start making the content that I wanted to make and enjoyed making, whether that was exactly what I thought was going to be entertaining to other people or not. That feels a little weird to say on YouTube. I really do want to be entertaining for you guys, but I think that making the content that I wanted to make and not trying to do this guesswork about what was entertaining to you guys was actually helpful for my channel, and I think my content was better because of it. That being said, I think I achieved this goal in the first half of the year, maybe even the first 3/4 of the year, and then for the last few months I've been feeling that kind of like stagnant feeling again. And we're going to talk about that more when I get to the 2025 vision board. But for 2024, I had my moving series into this apartment, which was so much fun for me to make and was clearly enjoyed by you guys too. My views just skyrocketed. May of this year was the most YouTube growth I've ever had in the history of my channel. So that was really, really cool. Those videos are still getting views, which is amazing. Our trip to the UK, those travel vlogs did well. They were really fun to make, and I was just really enjoying the content that I was making. So I feel like this was, for the most part, a success. The little tooth on the bottom left is kind of a weird thing to put on a vision board, but I was having a lot of issues with my teeth that were very upsetting for me. I don't even want to get into this whole story because I feel like I talk about it all the time. I'm gonna link a video where I talk about the dental surgery that I had back in March, and this whole process has just been very, very lengthy. I had Invisalign for 2 years, and then the whole dental surgery process took up a lot of time, and now I'm working to get a dental implant, which is also taking a lot of time. If you've ever gotten a dental implant, you know it can take well over a year to do the whole process because there are so many steps with a lot of healing time in between. And I put that little tooth there just to symbolize that the first quarter of the year was going to be difficult and was going to involve a surgery, and that, you know, I kind of just had to be okay with that and prioritize my health more than other things, which is kind of hard for me sometimes, and just, you know, be okay with getting through it because it was hard. And, you know, I did it and it was hard. But I'm really happy that in early March of 2025, I will be finishing up that whole journey. I have my dental implant now, so you get the rod that goes up into your gum several months before they put the actual crown part on. I have that, and I'm awaiting the crown, which will be put in early March, and then this whole thing is done. And I am just so excited to be completely done with it over a year later. I'm pretty sure that little coffee cup is just there because I like coffee and wanted to put something on there that brought me joy and it looked cute. That's why. The image of the two people running was to symbolize that I wanted to run my first 5K. And I think that this was the most transformational part of all of 2024 for me, and I did not expect that. I thought it was kind of like a little throwaway goal almost, like a simple thing that I could do that would make me feel accomplished, but it actually kind of changed my life, and I am a runner now. I really enjoyed running. I did not only run one 5K, but 2, and also a 4K, and I am now into training for a 10K. And so, I mean, this was just really transformational for me. Running has helped my physical and mental health so much, and I'm really excited to keep it up in 2025, and we're going to talk about running a lot more here in a second when we get to the 2025 board. The last image here is a bass clarinet, and that was there for 2 purposes. One was very literal, that I wanted to buy a bass clarinet. I did not buy a bass clarinet, however, I did buy a new saxophone. I play saxophone a lot more than I play bass clarinet. I get called for gigs that are clarinet, flute, and alto saxophone a lot more than bass clarinet. So the saxophone that I had was in really bad shape. Like, I didn't feel confident playing it. I felt like I had to fight with it, you know, to make it sound good. It just was not working for me anymore. So I ended up buying a new saxophone, and I'm really pleased with that decision. So although I didn't get my bass clarinet, that just kind of shifted a little bit, I think. It was also there just to remind me that I have always considered myself a musician first and foremost, over everything else that I've ever done. And I think as I continue to grow and age, I, you know, realized that there's a lot more to my identity than just that, which I think is very healthy and good. I just wanted that image there to remind myself that I love playing music. Being a musician is a core part of me, and even when I get busy and overwhelmed with other things, I need to make time for it and I need to do it. And I feel like I did a pretty good job at that in 2024. For the first quarter, at least, right before my I just realized that I really misspoke earlier when I was talking about the dental surgery. I think that I said the first quarter of the year would be taken up with that. That was the second quarter of the year. And the surgery itself was on March 26th. So I guess the second quarter was when like the real recovery and stuff was. But I was dealing with scheduling and stuff. I took up a lot of the year. But in the first quarter, before the dental surgery, when I had to take a hiatus from playing music because I'm a woodwind musician who uses my mouth to play, I was really killing it as a musician. I was working my full-time job still, but also working full-time hours as a musician and music teacher, which was insane. I was exhausted. That is not something that I could sustain long term, but for that 3 months that I was doing it, I was having a great time. I was tired. I was really tired, don't get me wrong, but I played a short run of a children's musical for about 2 months of that. I did a couple of cabarets. I was auditioning. Like, I was thriving. But then I had the surgery and had to take a hiatus. Admittedly, the surgery hiatus lasted longer than it physically needed to, because shortly after the surgery we moved into this apartment, and so I was dealing with moving, and then summer hit and I had travel, and then the travel ended and it was September, and that was a whole more than a quarter of a year spent not really performing. And I was still teaching lessons, I was still practicing and, you know, playing for fun, but I wasn't really performing, and I also wasn't really focusing on that. For the last part of the year, I did perform some, and I, you know, spent the whole year pretty much playing consistently and practicing consistently, so I feel good about this. Okay. The moment everyone has been waiting for. We are done harping on the past, and we're going to talk about 2025. So this year I think I'm going to approach this segment a little bit different. I'm going to show you my vision board and give you a rough idea of what everything symbolizes, and then I'm just going to go into some specific goals, because my vision board I think is a little more broad than it's been in the past. Like, it's just not as specific, and I also don't think my goals are quite as lofty this year, because, and we're gonna get into this, but I think I'm prioritizing different things this year that might not verbally sound as impressive as like having a career goal or a money goal or a YouTube goal, or, you know, they sound a little bit softer. When you talk about hard skills and soft skills, we got hard goals and soft goals maybe. They're just not as lofty. Full transparency, I'm not going to go through every single goal I have, because some of them I think are just a little bit personal. Like, some of them are about work, and I don't like to talk about my job a whole lot on YouTube. And, you know, some of them are just like very internal, and I don't necessarily want to put out there. We are going to talk about a lot of it though, so let's go. So let's talk first about the musical instruments on the bottom left of the vision board, because we were just talking about that, and these are there for pretty much the same reason as in 2024, just to remind me that I'm a musician and I love being a musician and I should prioritize that. I also have one more specific music related goal, which is to perform at least once a quarter. And I'm gonna do my best to make that happen this year. Like I said, in 2024, I was pretty much a full-time musician for the first quarter of the year, and then didn't perform at all in the second quarter of the year. And I just want to like be doing it a little bit more consistently. Another one on this board that is very straightforward are the Scrabble letters that say promotion. So this is obviously work related. I would like to get promoted and I do have some more specific goals to help me get there and pertaining to this that I don't want to talk about on YouTube. But I do have career goals and I would like to grow in my career this year. Another straightforward one is the little kitten next to the Scrabble letters. And that is not what you think. I'm not looking to get another cat this year, although I'm not closed off to that idea. Ross and I are very much open to the idea of getting a second cat if that opportunity were to present itself and we just felt drawn to a particular cat. Or it's something we've tossed around, but that's not what this is. I want to volunteer at the Brooklyn Cat Cafe this year. I've been intending to volunteer at the Cat Cafe for years now, and I'm just always so busy, and I never seem to be able to make it fit into my schedule. And this year I'm going to prioritize making that happen because I think volunteering in your community is important, and it also just sounds like a lot of fun. I love the Cat Cafe and I want to go help some little cats out. So let's go below the cat to the running shoes and that 13.1 logo. I have a lot of running things to reveal to you right now. I'm very excited about it. I have been keeping a little secret because I just wanted to make sure that this was something that I was actually going to do before I took it to the internet. But first of all, the straightforward one, that 13.1 there. If you're familiar with running, you know what that is. That is a half marathon. I am going to run a half marathon this year. In fact, I have entered the lottery for the Brooklyn Half Marathon, which is in May, and the lottery results come back tomorrow. Like, I'm filming this on Tuesday, January 7th. I find out if I got in or not tomorrow. So I guess I could insert a clip of future me right now saying if I got in or not. But even if I didn't, I'm going to run a half marathon this year. I also have another very important running goal that is not explicit on the vision board here. And that is that this year I will also be completing the New York Roadrunners 9+1 program for a guaranteed entry into the 2026 New York City Marathon. I know. Last year I ran a 5K and now I'm like, oh, I'm gonna run a marathon. I love the New York City Marathon. Marathon Day is my favorite day in the whole year in the city. It's just so much fun. And ever since I started running, I was like, oh, I really want to be a part of that. And, you know, the marathon is not a 2025 goal. That is a 2026 goal. But for 2025, I will be doing the steps necessary to run the marathon in 2026. So the 9+1 program means that you have to run 9 of the qualifying races for the marathon through New York Roadrunners, and you have to volunteer once in one of the qualifying volunteer spots for New York Roadrunners, and then you are guaranteed to be able to run the New York City Marathon in the following year. So it's a really long process. You know, the whole thing takes like 2 years because I'm starting my 9+1 with the Manhattan 10K on February 2nd. And then the marathon that I would run would be November 2026. Like, that is almost 2 years of buildup. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited to be sharing that with you finally. It's, you know, been mulling in my brain for a while now. I registered for the first set of those races back in October, so I'm really excited to be putting this out into the world now. So the pretty mountain image on the upper right and the image right below it of my hands with my wedding ring on Ross's back on our wedding day, these kind of tie together. So a big priority for me this year is going to be my people. So the mountains there, that photo is taken from my hometown, and I want to make sure to visit my hometown as much as possible this year. I'm thinking every other month. I know that sounds pretty lofty, like it's not really very easy to get to my hometown. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere. That is because this past year I really dropped the ball a little bit on seeing my people consistently. I think I didn't visit Grundy, my hometown, between January and October. You know, I was there right past New Year's last year, and then I visited again at the end of October. And I did see my family in June on our family beach vacation. So, I mean, I guess when I say I'm gonna visit every other month, I mean visit people. So, like, when we do our family beach trip that we always do, that'll be one of those months, you know, even though I'm not specifically going to my hometown. But I need to see my people more. A lot has come up within my family over the past year, both good and bad. You know, people are getting older, and there have been some health concerns within my family, and you know, it's made me realize that like my people are the most important thing to me in the whole world. Like if there's anything else on this board that I don't achieve because I am trying to be with and be there for my people, that is okay. This is the most important thing to me this year and going forward, honestly. And I know a lot of people maybe don't feel that way or prioritize different things, and that's okay too. But for me, it's become very clear that this is top for me. And the image of me and Ross there, or of my hands on Ross's back, on parts of us, is to also make sure that I am really pouring into our relationship and our marriage, and especially when I am trying to take the time to travel a little bit more to see family, that I am not, you know, putting him and our marriage on the back burner at all. On the top left, I have this image of a coffee and a book on a cozy blanket by a window, and this image is really important to me. It kind of symbolizes a lot for me going into this year. And that is, I want to slow down. I want to slow down and rest and recharge and take time for myself. I also have that little brain outline image there too, which just symbolizes mental health. And I have some specific goals that go with both of these images that we can talk about a little bit. First of all, I'd like to get a therapist. I have said that in past years before and never done it. This year I think I actually want to do it. I think that therapy is great for anybody. I've done it before. I think it's really helpful, and I want to get back into that. If you've been watching my videos for a while, you know that I am somebody who currently has next to no downtime. I do a lot. I have a full-time office job. I'm a musician. I teach music lessons. I make YouTube videos. I dog sit. I do a lot of things. And I think I'm getting burnt out, to be honest with you. It's not sustainable, and I need more time for me. And now for the part that I'm a little nervous to talk about. It is impossible for me to have more downtime and not cut back on something. And for me, I think that what I need to do right now is make a change to my YouTube posting schedule. For the past over 4 years, I have been posting weekly, sometimes twice a week, occasionally. I did Vlogmas one year, so I posted 24 videos in December. You know, I've really been treating YouTube like a job since I started doing it. And it's been over 4 years, and YouTube is not my job. And, you know, I am thrilled at the success that I've had on YouTube and the growth that I've had. And I love making videos. And I love chatting with you guys and creating this community. And I love that I do get some side income from it too. That's amazing. Like, I'm making some money on YouTube. So many people never do that. But I had been treating YouTube like my job this whole time because I wanted it to become a job. And I don't think that I can keep sustaining that. For the past several months, and then, you know, in certain periods before that as well, I have felt like I'm on a hamster wheel with content. Like I am just having to create content so quickly that I'm not getting to put out as good of a product as I would like to, or I'm not able to focus on things within my editing or marketing of the video that I would like to, or that I'm not even able to make the videos that I want to make because they're too time consuming and I can't get out a weekly video doing that. And it hasn't served my channel. You can't just do the same thing over and over and expect to change, right? Like, I can't just be putting out the same kind of content all the time and expecting that my channel's suddenly gonna take off. And I just want to be very clear that I make videos because I love doing it and I love having this community. And if that were not the reason that I were making videos, I think I would have quit a long time ago. So I just want to make that very clear before, continuing to talk about growth or anything else. But I haven't been enjoying YouTube in the same way. I haven't been enjoying anything that I do in the way that I should, because it all just feels like a race against time. I'm constantly racing to get this next thing done in whatever element of my life it is, and then I'm not performing as well as I would like to at whatever that thing may be. And I think that I just need to do less and put out better quality, and that could be in every part of my life, honestly, but we're gonna start with YouTube. So my new firm posting schedule, where you will definitely see a video at these times, is going to be every other Saturday for the time being. So no video next Saturday, there will be one the next Saturday. And it's gonna be like that for the time being. I'm not saying that I'm only gonna post twice a month for the rest of forever. Maybe that's gonna change. Maybe I'm gonna start doing this and realize that I miss putting out more content and it's just not gonna work in the way that I hope. I think this is going to achieve me being able to get more rest and have more time to myself and to commit to my other projects. But I think it is also going to allow me to make better content and potentially give my content the opportunity to grow my channel further. If I am posting less, that means that I'm going to be able to put more time into things that have been on the back burner. So like, your title and thumbnail for a video is very important for getting new people to watch them. And a lot of the time, honestly, my titles and thumbnails have been an afterthought because I'm just working so fast to get the video ready in time. Now I'm gonna have more time to think about that and the general marketing of the video and what videos you guys even want to see. Leave me suggestions, by the way. What videos do you want to see from me? I'm gonna be able to spend more time on editing to make the video more interesting. I'm gonna be able to spend more time in more scripted videos conceptualizing what I want to happen. I'm not gonna stop making vlogs. I'm still gonna post vlogs, but I think I can edit them better. I think maybe I can put a little bit more of a concept behind them. A vlog that is vlogging what I'm doing throughout my week, but maybe there's a specific topic that I talk about throughout the video. I'm gonna have more time to be creative and not just be on this hamster wheel of pumping out content. This decision is not one that I've made lightly. It is something that I've been thinking about for a very long time now, and I made the decision by the beginning of December and let myself sit on it in private for a while to make sure that it really did feel right, and I think it does. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I hope you're not disappointed. Please don't be disappointed. Please continue watching my videos. I promise they're going to be good. The goal is for my videos to be better because of this. So that wraps up my 2025 vision board and goals, and also that YouTube announcement that I was a little nervous to make. But I hope you enjoyed it. If you make a vision board, please share them with me if you would like to. In the past, people have posted them on Instagram and tagged me or sent them to me after watching my video, and I just think that is so much fun. And if you feel comfortable sharing your vision board with me, I would love to see it. Either way, let me know in the comments what some of your 2025 goals are or what you're excited for the year. Thank you so much for watching and sticking with me. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like for me. It's really helpful to get YouTube to push my videos out to more people, which is what we want. We were just talking about that. So, yeah, I gotta go. I'll see you in the next one.